One of the things I love about flamingos is that they are authentically pink. It's all the way through them. The food that flamingos eat gives them their color. And it starts on the inside and goes all the way out. Their tissues are pink, their blood is pink, not just the feathers that we see on the outside, but they are actually pink through and through. And it's such a lesson for me that as a believer in business, I need to be authentically me all the way through.
Your work is worship, you are unique. His design is your advantage. Leverage all that he's granted. Be who you are, let your colors show. Flamingos, let the whole world know there's joy through and through. When you let God work through you.
So early on in our business, I hired a VA because that's what everybody said you're supposed to do to grow. And I didn't have a lot of experience hiring people. There wasn't a lengthy discussion or background check. And a few weeks into working with this particular lady, she came to me and she said, you know, Katie, maybe we shouldn't talk about God so much in your emails. And needless to say, she's no longer my VA because that was a turning point for us. And I came to the decision that I can't leave it out. My faith has to color everything that I do, or I'm not being authentic. And that doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve me. I believe that our marketplace is our mission field. And I believe that us showing up in the world as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as marketers, can shine a light of Christ into places that would never see that light otherwise and have an incredible witness for the Lord. And if that's what God has created you to do, that is your best worship. You can't leave your faith out. I like to say that the flamingos adopted us. We took our family on a trip up the river. In Mexico, we'd never seen flamingos in the wild. We'd seen them on TV. We might have seen them in a zoo once. But flamingos migrate to an area close to where we live in tropical Mexico. And so we chartered a fishing boat. And I'll never forget, as we rounded the bend in that river, you could see the blue of the sky above, the blue of the river below, the jungle on both sides. And here in the middle were these pink, fluffy clouds of pink, just everywhere, thousands of flamingos. And as we got closer to them, you know, I think I expected them to ruffle their feathers and fly away, but they just stood there and did exactly what they were there to do that day. And the impact was so great on me that I couldn't get the flamingos out of my head after the trip. And so as a teacher, I did what you're supposed to do and started researching. And the more that I found, the more that the Lord brought those lessons to me about how I am like a flamingo. How my clients are like flamingos. And this just became a theme that I was able to incorporate into my coaching to help my flamingo business owners see themselves in these quirky birds and be able to learn the lessons that God had for us as entrepreneurs from that. And the Lord just grew that little group into an entirely different business that eventually overtook the other one, both in the time that we spend and the reach that it has and the income that it creates for our business. I remember sitting at the kitchen table with our laptop and the laptop on the table in front of me and a child on one knee. And I can remember turning around and looking to my husband across the kitchen and saying, you know, when this gets to the place that it makes money for us, I want to teach other ladies how to do this too. And that's what got allowed to happen. He got to a place where the books were making money and then the courses were making money and then people were asking us to coach them. And the way that the Lord grew that impact, and suddenly we've got people that we're impacting through our curriculum business all around the world, as well as the coaching business on a smaller scale, but those people had people they were impacting. I can see him working, I can see him redeeming every one of those circumstances that were hard, in that now I get to walk other people through that. Or now I get to talk to other people who are also struggling to make money or struggling to scale or struggling to be consistent, struggling to see that return, or struggling to take the step of faith for the next thing they know they need to do, but they're scared. And in each of those circumstances, God allows us to say, we've been there. We know what that's like. I've seen God work, and if God did it for us, if He took us from our last $5 in the bank with nobody willing to lend us money to start a business and grew us to where we are today, He can do it for you too.